So morning everybody, how are you doing? It's a cool Friday. Guys, hey, weekend inaanza. Where are you going for a weekend? And guys, I'm back again with a very interesting video as usual. This is a channel where I learn different tips on how to handle different situations. Today guys, I want to answer one of the questions that I've always been getting from people. Ati, hey, how have I managed to be married for the last, is it 16 years? 16, 17 years, yeah. And another person wants to know, how old was I when I was getting married? One, I think to start with the simplest question is, how old was I when I was getting married? I was 26 years when I was getting married. So you can calculate, this is plus another 17. Is it 17 years? So you can roughly know my age. I'm not a teenager, of course. And I'm not a youth, of course. I'm an old mama. Mimi ni mama ya wasichana ambao wako karibu kukuliwa mbuzi. This is the time I felt that it was comfortable for me, and I had already decided. I always tell people, before you make a decision of getting married, you should first listen to yourself. Jiweke pale kwa ndepe, jiweke pale kwa gauge yourself. Ask yourself, can I be able to accommodate everything that comes your way? Because let me tell you, when you get married, things change. Things are not the same again. Things change. The way you used to go out anytime, as in like niko kwa nyumba, I feel like going out. The way you used to sleep to your friend's house, like wacha nitoke and go visit my friend na unarara. When you get married, things change, mama. Things totally change, and you should be very, very ready for all these kind of changes. So when I got married, of course, so many things changed. And of course, the first thing that changed is the location. You know, I had to move to where my husband used to live. I used to live in South B, and you can know, how life is. Those who live in South B, you know, very much near with town. And anytime you need anything from town, you get it within some minutes, yeah? And now I came to a place that was very far from town. Very far from town. The place that I came, barabara ilikuwa mbaya. The road was very bad. The road was very bad. And it was bad in that, I remember the time we came there for the first time, nikama from town, niliona nikama tumetumia like 1.5 hours. And of course, we used 1.5 hours. And you know, I was used to that life ka 10 minutes. South B, unafukia pale kwa reli, unafika uko town. And now I'm somewhere that ninaingia kwa gari, it's like I'm going to Embu. Yeah? Like 1 hour. You can imagine right now when you're going to Embu, 1 hour. Where will you be? You'll be somewhere near Moya, you can imagine. And that is how the situation was. So things changed. And again, when I got married, now pregnancy came, you know. And I could not sleep. And even after pregnancy, the baby came. Wow, hey, let me tell you, this is now the time I felt like now dunia imechange, maisha imebadilika. And I remember I used to cry and ask my hubby, especially when I got my first born. Niko namuuliza, will I be the same again? Is this how I'll be living? And I could not imagine that one time I will be as free as I am today. My girls are all grown. Because things changed. Guy, ulikuwa umezoea kukaa peke yako, and then somebody comes who is taking all your time, who is in a mahali, the baby is small, the baby was crying. So we used to cry, the two of us. And so that is why I'm saying, before you even think of getting married, please think twice. Ask yourself, am I ready? Am I surely ready for this? Because things change. It comes with a lot of changes. So I remember, now I have the kid here. I had some businesses to do because I didn't have job by the way. So I had to do some small businesses so that we get something to eat. You can imagine, I used to be given everything by my dad. and now things have changed. Now I'm with another man. Ukisikia wasichana wakisema mimi sielewi na mtu hana pesa, I understand them. So I had to make sure that I work hard so that we get something to eat. Of course he was working, but you know, huwezi tegemea pesa ya kupewa na mwanaume throughout. But finally guys, with time I got used to it. The baby grew up, she stopped crying at night. And so just an advice, before you get married, please think, jiulize maswali. Am I ready for this? Am I going to accommodate all the pressure that is coming? Because at some point you'll be forced to do things that you've never done. I think what has made me to be in marriage up to this level, it's because one, nilijikubali, and I was set, because sikuwa nataka ile situation ya kuwa I was in marriage then I left my marriage. No, I tried all I can to avoid that, because it's not actually a very good picture. But I don't say that if you're in a toxic marriage that you should continue staying there. If you're trying all you can and you see you feel that it's not working the way you would like it to work, then it's better you leave. And again, you should not demand too much, because at some point, okay, sometimes we demand too much and we complicate our marriage life because of the demands that we have. At least be yourself. Do what you can be able to do. Live the life that you can be able to live. Don't demand too much, because again, when you demand too much and your partner is not able to provide, then you make things so difficult for you in marriage. Again, helping each other. So there is no any single day I slept like that my husband should do this or this should be done by my husband. No. Tulishikana mkono, by the way. He is who he is today because of me, and whom I am today because of him. Tulishikana mkono tukamwambia, now we must up ourselves, because hatuna alternative. We must make sure that this works for us, and we must be somewhere. We are growing old. Unajua mwaka ukisonga, don't think that miaka inarudi nyuma. As days pass by, ndivyo unazeeka. And you can imagine mukikaa that like you're so unstable na bado miaka inasonga. What happens, you guys? Mutajipata you are in a situation whereby hata hamutataka kuishi pamoja, because you'll be having nothing. You'll be having nothing na miaka ndio hii imeisha. And so what happened is that tulishikana mkono tukaambiana, now we need to help each other grow. We need to support each other, and that is what is supposed to be. When you get married today, please wachana zile panganga za it is my husband who is supposed to do this, it is my wife who is supposed to do this. No. Shikaneni mikono, you guys grow together, musaidiane in everything that you guys you're doing. Help each other, because if you don't help each other, you guys, you will never grow. And again, how do we solve our problems? Not that we don't have arguments or kind of, but one, so anytime there is any kind of misunderstanding between ourselves, of course we try all we can to solve the problem, and we've never gone a night or 2 nights ati kama ati tumekosana ile ati kabisa ati now ati our things cannot continue because tumekosana. No, it has never been like that, not even a single day. We do assist each other, we do help each other. And the fact that I married my best friend, once when we met in Courage, before we started dating, we were very, very good friends. I got my best friend, and you know what happens when you get your best friend? It becomes so easy for you to solve problems. You know, when you have your best friend, you can crack any joke with, you can tell him anything, you can talk, and you make things easy for you guys to solve a problem whenever you have a problem. So I got my best friend, and that is why we've been able to move anytime, as in like hata kama tumekosana, the smile is still there, the friendship smile is still there. So that also has made us to keep on moving. And again, I think focus. You know, when you have set goals, by this time I want to have achieved this, as also editors. Anytime I think of I want to achieve this at a certain level, I try or I can not to have some misunderstandings, because let me tell you, misunderstandings in our family zinaretanga a lot of delays, especially when it comes to investment, when it comes to achieving your goals. You can imagine when you annoyed na mtu for like 1 week or 2 weeks or even a month, you know what happens? That week or that one day, that 1 month will go into waste. So what you are supposed to do, the whole of that month will go into waste. So I think that one also has contributed to us being the way we are today, because once we remember the goals that we have and we must achieve them at a certain point, we just move on. Then ownership, guys. Hey, I think ownership is something very, very important. You know, I talk to men so much, and every man will always tell you, you know, if you don't have ownership of your man, then they will be taken by somebody else. So when I went there, I think I took ownership of everything. He is mine. Everything that belongs to him is mine. So kila mtu alijua, this is my man, you know. The ownership, owning that person, it's another very important thing that has made us to keep moving. Yani it means that anytime, yani I belong to him. Hata nienda wapi, this is the only person that I know in life. Hata nikiwa na shida, I will not run to my parents, by the way. What has made people not to move in marriage? It's because, by the way, anytime you have an issue, you run to your parent. Hata kama ni mzee, you have a problem, you run to your mother. Mwanamke, you have a problem, you run to your mother. Sometimes these mothers are misreading, by the way. Some are very good. They'll tell you, lazima ujikaze. Mwanamke ni kujikaza in marriage. Kama uchapwi, it's just some small misunderstanding. Ni kujikaza. I also have supportive parents at the same time. Anytime maybe there is a kind of misunderstanding, they always support us. And of course, guys, knowing God, kujua Mungu is a very, very important thing in marriage. It is only God who can sustain your marriage. You know, anytime, unajua naambianga mtu, unajua ile mtu anajua Mungu. Anytime you want to do something, you remember, no, but I know God. But because of God, I will not do this. So that has also contributed. We know God. We go to the church. We know who is God. We know what is right, what is wrong, and we try to avoid that so much. We fear God. That is, let me put it like this: fearing God. Like as we fear God a lot, and that has really made us to move. That has really made us to move. Among other things, that guys has enabled us to be in marriage for the last 17 years, and I'm hoping we're gonna make it to 50 years together. Remember, guys, I always say, when you get married, this is a life sentence. You're there for the rest of your life. Unless you move out of marriage, guys, you are there for the rest of your life. So if you're meant to be on this world for 100 years, you can imagine from 26, from 28 to 30 years to 100 years. How many years are those? So it means the big number of years I will spend with my husband. So you need to be very careful when you are choosing the husband that you want to live with, because if you are not able to choose the right person, then it's like unajitafutia shida the rest of your life. So be careful, guys. And I always say, when you're courting, try to observe the basic needs in marriage. Go watch my video, because that video is there with the basics that are needed, and I'm very sure you'll be able, especially those who are courting. So thank you so much, guys. It was just a random video for you guys, and those who have not subscribed, imagine it is just free of charge. You can just subscribe, guys, and of course I really appreciate it.